Boo! Boo! Oh dear! Oh! I'm fine. Don't worry. Everything is under control. Oh, hello, baby! And welcome back, everybody! Welcome back here to Resonant Rise 3, where today, guys, I've gotten a little bit of stuff done off camera, but that doesn't mean we're going to do some stuff on camera. Actually, it does mean we're going to do stuff on camera. So let's get to it, shall we? Let me show you a little bit of progress I've made on my base. Now, I think it's this direction. If we go and run a little bit in this way and let the game stutter quite a bit, if we look here, things are looking fancified at the base diabolique. Check this out. I did. I think I like it. I think I'm really digging how, especially the top part looks. I really like how unasymmetrical it is and how crazy it looks. But this part right here with my evil visage kind of surveying the landscape, also acting like a giant computer chip to the base itself, I think I really dig, and I think it came out pretty good. And I even put myself a little bit of smoke in front of it so that, you know, it's like, ooh, dun dun dun. I don't know, I like it. I think it I think it looks pretty good, and it's a good front to the base. Now if you do go around to the other sides of the base, it's a little less impressive. I haven't done nearly as much as I should have to these other sides of the base, but it does need to go all the way up. I don't think I'm going to put my face on all four sides of the base. I think that's a little bit redundant. And plus, I don't want this thing to be that, you know, symmetrical. I want like a different design on each side. You'll notice here I went kind of vertical with it, and I'm going to keep that. We also have to go down a little bit with some sort of, you know, I would just call it a pattern. You know, there's no point to this pattern. It's really just for decoration and to make it look like the base is doing more than it actually is, when it's just really just storehousing some mods and whatnot. So yeah, this side I did like a little diamondy thing on. I don't know how I feel about it, but it's already done, so I'm probably going to stick with it. And I'll continue that on the way up. But what I really, really dig, and I did something semi-similar to over there on the first base, is up here I made this kind of thing like it's still growing. So like, yeah, like the base itself is almost like a biological entity, and it's growing up towards the heavens. Oh my word. I like it a lot. I like this sort of, it's growing its way upwards. Now, to be perfectly candid with you fellers, I don't know if I'm really even going to use all the space in this base, the base space, but we're gonna give it a good try. One thing I need to keep in mind is I need to keep in mind frame rate, and what happens when you pack a lot of, you know, of these mod machines and things that take tick rate and all that stuff into one area, going up and down, it does seem to hurt, you know, kind of your frame rate and your tick rate and all that stuff. And what happens is you got like a base that's really cool and has a lot of, you know, stuff going on, but when you walk through it, it's like 20 frames a second. So that's what I'm going to try to avoid, but I've already built it. So maybe it'll just be a building, and we'll put like, you know, some bookcases in here and stuff. Over here I just have, you know, like my enchanting setup. This is the only thing on another floor other than like down here. I've got, this is my main floor, and I've got my main stuff in here, my main stuff. What have I done since last time? Not too much. Oh yeah, remember last time we were collecting the mob essence to put into this block smasher? Well, I created a little bit of a device over here to automate it just a little bit. Eventually I would like it feeding into the ME system, but I want my ME system to be pretty beefed up before I start auto importing stuff into it, because what might happen is this all fills up. I'm clicking on this, but nothing is happening. That is no good. There we go. Game crashed. We'll be right back. Yippee! Okay guys, sorry about that. Apparently the server just took a big dump. That's fine. I went ahead and I restarted the server, but yeah, I was just basically going to say I don't want my ME terminal to fill up with garbage, so that's why I'm not like auto importing stuff into it yet. I want to get kind of a system going. And one of the things I'm going to have to do before that even happens is I'm going to need a lot more power, or at least power production. This is doing all right. But one thing I learned is, you remember I built this thing to collect lava, and currently, what do we got? We got 29,000 buckets of lava. That is pretty decent. But the lava fabricator thing that I put out over here, like, literally drained all of the power out of this thing. So the lava fabricator is no longer a cheaty block. It just takes a ton of power. But look at that. I got 20,000 buckets of lava if I ever need that much. So, yeah. So what I'm going to have to start doing is thinking about big reactors. Big reactors is a very cool mod. It's very... It basically alleviates the main problem you kind of have with modded Minecraft, and that is tons and tons of power that is needed for various things. So, in order to get started with big reactors, I think I'm going to need something called, like, cryothium dust. I like to aim big when I do things the first time, so I'm looking for something. It takes Blizz powder, basically. It's kind of like pyrithium dust, but cold. So if we look here for Blizz powder, and if I right-click on it, we can make this stuff. Here it is, cryothium dust. And that takes a nitor, which I'm going to have to figure out how to make as well. It looks like, let's see how you make this. What do? You pulverize some sandstone, and it gives you niter, a 50% chance. So I guess that's how we're going to make that. Or if we just do a niter block or saltpeter ore. I don't have any of this stuff, so I don't know if this even exists. But that looks like what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make a ton of sandstone to make some nitor. So that is another project. Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard. I could just go over here to this thing, grab myself a bunch of dang sand, and we could go ahead and get this started, actually. We take the sand, we put it in a 4 little blocky thing like this. You could call it a 2x2, I suppose. And look at that. You got sandstone, 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 sandstone. Tons of sandstone. We may as well grab quite a bit of it. We take that over here to our sag mill. I like to call it a sag mill. And I think I have it set up so anything I put in this skystone chest, it will put into the sag mill and then deposit the output right back into it. So here you go. We're already getting saltpeter, which I think is also called nitor. So very cool with that. If saltpeter isn't the right thing, I will be confused. But hopefully we don't have to put it just in a... let's see, saltpeter dust, saltpeter. Cool, so that will work. Saltpeter will be working. So we'll let that burn through all of this. Let's see, it's going 10 at a time. We might as well grab some flint too, just to increase the chance of something being created. One thing we could also do is make dark steel balls, but I'd rather just spend flint on the problem, because flint's cheap, baby. So there we go, get a little flint. We'll stick it into the utility slot. Come on, hello, hello, there we go. Stick it in the utility slot, and that will increase the the product of blah, blah, blah. So what is also being created? We're also creating sand out of it as well. So what's going to happen is eventually it's going to run through all of this sandstone and create a bunch of saltpeter, but then the sand is going to be put back in here and create silicon. So we're kind of getting a double whammy with this. So we're going to get a ton of silicon out of this as well. Very cool. I like that. So there we go. That's one thing knocked off the list of stuff we needed for cryothium or cerium. I can't even see it. Cairo, right? Alright, what else do we need? We need snowballs. So that is going to need either we go collect snowballs or we make ourselves a glacial precipitator. We're going to need redstone. I've got tons of redstone, guys. Over here, with this machine that is basically breaking the blocks if it opens up, what I have is I put all of my redstone ore in here, and I'm going Fortune 3 on all of the redstone ore, so I'm getting tons of redstone ore. This thing, look at that, that's full. So if we wanted to put this into the system, we just pick it up with our dolly. We move that chest out of the way, put that there, play a little shell game. And if we look in here, look at that, I've got 28k redstone so far, and this will go up with the latest batch of redstone that I'm sticking over here. This should be importing it. It is doing it. It's just doing it kind of slow. Even though I have 4 accelerator cards in here, it's still doing it kind of slow. So anyway, look at that. It's already up to 30k. Oh, it's the second most numerous thing I have. Very cool. So we got tons of redstone dust. That's basically what we're saying there. The next thing we need to do is make ourselves something called a glacial precipitator. And that is this thing. This is your basic thermal expansion sort of thing. Now, I'm not sure, but it does look like you can upgrade these with all the crazy doodads. So I might want to make a resonant glacial precipitator, but first thing we got to do is make this one. So let's do that, and then let's go to the next highest tier, which is this one. Hopefully I got the stuff for that. There we go. That made me that one. And then if we go up one more, maybe I got the stuff. There we go. And then I just need a resonant one. Is that right? I think just one more, and that takes an Enderium gear and silver. It's like the one use for silver that I have in this game. All right, let's see what it takes to make one of these guys. It shouldn't be too difficult. Boom. Let's go ahead and make 2 of those. And boop, boop, and blammy. Oh, where'd the thing? Hey, where'd my precipitator go? Where is it? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on to your butts. Glacial. There it is. So if I just put that there, then there we got it. So cool. Basically, I think what I want to do is add like 3 speed upgrades to this. I think that would be good because I don't see it being able to do a secondary output, and I don't see it being able to do any of the other fancy things. So let's go to thermal expansion, and let's look at all the upgrades, which I think I just scrolled past. So basically, I think what we want is these things. Shift, that's fuel efficiency. I don't care about that. Let's see here. Auxiliary transmission, 2 times energy produced. I guess that's just on dynamos. Secondary sieve, I don't care about that. Here we go. Secondary reception coil, 2 times the speed at 50% more energy. So let's make one of those. Did that make? I think so. Let's make one of the other ones as well. If I can click on it. Hopefully I got the stuff for this. I do. Very good. What happened to the thing I just made? I swear I just made this. It looks like I picked it up and like threw it on the ground. Did I do that? I did. I accidentally made 2 of them. Well, that's a darn shame. And we might be able to make this one. Let's just go ahead and click it in. And of course, NEI forgot everything I just did. Thank you, NEI. You are so useful and yet so frustrating all at the same time. There we go. All 3 of those. And I want to set this up maybe like right here. So let's go ahead and grab our glacial precipitator. Throw it there. If we look inside, it is now making snowballs. So I think what I want to do is I want to have an output of snowballs here. And I'm going to grab myself I've got a couple of these pre-programmed chests down here. We're going to grab the yellow one because it can hold more. We're going to go ahead and put that there. And snowballs should start filling into there, right? I think I have that correct. Hello? Where is the snowballs going? Is this thing on? Make. It should be going into this thing. Now what happens if I pick this up and put it on the ground? Okay, so it does collect things, but where are those snowballs going? Oh, does this need water? Oh, it needs water. Oh, how funky is that? Let's go grab our thing. I've never used a glacial precipitator before, so bear with me. But we're going to grab this water tank. I guess we could make another water tank, but we're just going to grab this one. It's not having a heck of a lot of use right now anyway. So if we put that, I'm just going to put it underneath it. It makes sense that a glacial precipitator would need water. And let's see here. If we put the bottom as a blue, and then shift-click that. No, not like that. I guess I need an empty hand. Shift-click that. That is not it either. Okay, come on, blocks, work with me. It's like these invisible blocks are now getting in my way. There we go. I think we're making now. There we go. We're making snowballs. Huzzah. Very cool. So I should be able to take this and put that there now. So we're now making tons of snowballs. Very cool. And what I can do is also add the upgrades that I just put in here. Bump, bump, bump. And it should make a lot faster. Now, the next thing I want to do is maybe I'm going to have to make a way to make Blizz powder. So if we go into here again, let's type in Blizz. Now, there's a couple ways you can make Blizz powder. One of them is you go find a bunch of Blizzes and kill them, and they will drop this like a mob drop. But I don't have time for that, so I'm going to have to do it with the fluid transposer. And the fluid transposer will turn a snowball combined with destabilized redstone into Blizz powder with 4000 RF. So let's go ahead and make ourselves a fluid transposer. If this will work. Hello? There we go. And let's try this fluid. And I'm not too worried about making it a super fast fluid transposer. Not too much. Transposer. There we go. Now, hopefully I got the stuff for this. Oh, what am I missing with the fluid transposer? Really? I'm missing machine frames. How crazy is that? Oh, well, I'm going to wait for this to turn into the regular one. Basic machine frame. There we go. Actually, we'll throw it back in the machine. Do that, and boom. Fluid transposer. I think I grabbed it. Getting a little bit of lag today, but that's fine. Alright. At least the server is working. Alright, let's turn on hover mode. And do a little hover do. Okay, come on. Come on. I swear I just turned on hover mode. Ah! There we go. Alright, so if I set one of the outputs to the top here. Alright, I want to set this output to orange right there. And then I want to set this to red. And I think snowballs will get put... they shouldn't be put there. But let's try that one. Now, why isn't that putting here? Or does it need to go there? Alright, let's look at the recipe for Blizz powder again. Blizz. Bleh. And bleh. It needs to go in this middle slot. Now, how do I put something into this slot with a fluid transposer? Alright, let's turn everything off. I need everything off. We're going to set the top to blue because that's where we're going to feed in our liquids. Why is it going there? Alright, we're going to turn this off too. Now, do snowballs go there? Do snowballs go here? Snowballs don't even go into this thing. How is this an option? Alright, there's 1,679 recipes for the fluid transposer. But how do I put... Alright guys, I might have to pause the video here because this is kind of confusing for me. It says fluid transposer, I put a snowball there, and I put destabilized redstone, and it should work. Maybe I gotta put in the destabilized redstone first. I have a Resonant portable tank here, full of the garbage. So let's give that a try. Maybe it's like sensitive to what liquids are in there. I guess it could be. Alright, let's go up here. Okay, hover mode, thank you. We do that, and we wham it. And yeah, it's full of redstone now, and I put snowballs here. Oh, there we go. I guess it does need to be that one. That doesn't make any sense. I guess maybe the GUIs are off. But anyway, if I set that to blue, I'm making Blizz powder, so who cares? It's working. Sorta. And I guess what I can do is I want the output, which red, I'll put that there, and I guess that'll output into there. Very cool. We're making Blizz powder. It took us a little bit to figure it out because, I don't know, it might be my texture pack. My texture pack might be messed up and it's not doing the right thing. I wonder how many... Does it take like a bucket every time? I don't think it does. I have like 256 buckets of destabilized redstone in this doodad. So I hope that'll do quite a bit, but with that we should be able to make tons of Chirothium. And what I might do is actually rebuild this whole thing so that it's right here in the center, and I might take these 3 blocks and just put them somewhere else for now. Yeah, I think this will be our like Chirothium center, because we need the snowballs. We need the snowballs for stuff, and we need this for stuff. And over here, we can take a peek and see how our Nitor situation is going. It didn't make a ton, but let's go ahead and grab this stuff. We can put it back into our ME system. And I think what I need to do is maybe like set up a crafting table or something and get a lot of sandstone made, because I think I'm already out of sand in my system. No, I'm not. Look at that. I got 7,000 sand in here. How am I out of sand? So if we go like... I think if you click too fast on this, it will splurge out and, you know, basically kind of break the recipe. But there's a bunch more stacks of that, and we could throw that in there while it's doing its thing. I have a ton of silicon already, so I'm not too crazy about getting any more. I mean, it couldn't hurt, of course, but I don't need it. So yeah, let's get this crap out of here. And yeah, okay. So we've got our cryrothium all set up, and I think we're good to go, guys. So I think we're going to wrap up the episode there. What we are doing is basically getting ready to build a big reactor, and then once we have the big reactor, what I would like to do is start work on this thing. Let's see here. I've got my Draconium Evolution tablet. We open that up, we hit index, and basically Draconian Evolution has this insane power storage thing. So one of the things you need for power storage is this thing called an energy core. It's actually not too expensive. I have a ton of this Draconium, and I have a ton of these things. It's not a problem. But if you look down here, energy storage multi-block, you basically built this like orb of power. And, you know, you build these things and it turns it into like an orb. Basically, it's just a big multi-block structure, and I dig that. And we want to make... I don't know if we want to make 4 of these really big ones, because that just sounds insane, but I think it sounds like a good kind of... I don't know, it sounds like a project, and I think we should do it. Because my idea is I want to turn each one of these towers out here into a huge energy storage area, but I also don't want it to be like some sort of lopsided garbage. But each one of these, I want to put one of those energy storage things. So what I need to do is do some tests and see what size orb fits well on top of these 4, you know, quadrants here. And that'll look really awesome when we're flying by. I think it'll look totally like super tits. So yeah, guys, as always, I want to thank each and every one of you handsome and gorgeous people for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, give it a big old thumbs up. And until next time, guys, we'll see you all real soon. Bye. Hey, I hit the wrong button.